Greetings and welcome back to Chats with Emily, our discussions of the 1,775 poems of Emily Dickinson contained in the Johnson edition. We turn now to poem 25, a little poem, She Slept Beneath a Tree. And I'm reminded again that Emily herself said in poem 1063, ashes denote that fire was. And I love that line as it relates to these shorter poems because Emily's able to pull off stuff in a little tiny poem like this one that I just find remarkable. I hope that you will as well. Now our assumption is that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. We gave a set of introductory comments that I'm hopeful you've been already a part of. And then we just finished with poem 24, Mourn Unseen. Now this is another poem about growth, and so we're going to see that one. In Poems 1896, when this poem was first published, it was actually called The Tulip, and that I think has a lot to do with what's going on in this poem. If you know that we're talking about a flower, a tulip under the ground. I think that Emily is having a lot of fun as well in this poem. Now, if you don't know that she originally, or the poem was originally titled The Tulip, it can be a bit difficult as to exactly what she's talking about. Let's just enjoy the poem. She slept beneath a tree, remembered but by me. I touched her cradle mute, she recognized the foot, put on her carmine suit, and see. Now this see with the exclamation point, in my estimation, it's going to take us all back to the poetry of Walt Whitman. We spent quite a bit of time in Leaves of Grass with Talks with Walt. And you'll remember that I said there in our conversations that Walt Whitman loved this invitation. The very first word, of course, of all of the deathbed edition of Leaves of Grass is the word come, inviting, right? Come, take a look, come see. And I see this here as well. Notice, we begin with the feminine. She slept beneath a tree. And again, like Walt Whitman, Emily loves her trees. And of course, it's unclear the antecedent to the pronoun she, right? Remembered but by me. And you'll notice this tree, me, see, so you can see some intentional rhyming going on here. Remembered but by me. In other words, the idea is that maybe the tulip was planted, buried there, and now, of course, she's the only one that remembers where it was planted there beneath a tree. I touched her cradle mute. Now, why cradle is capitalized will always be the subject of some debate. In Emily's poetry, she often will capitalize words, and it's not altogether clear why, although I think that cradle is capitalized here as what? Probably Mother Earth, that designator of Mother Nature and the light, right? I touched her cradle mute. In other words, no talking. She, that is to say the flower, the tulip, recognized the foot. In other words, identified Emily. Oh, that's Emily. Put on her carmine suit. And of course, we're back now to colors and the value of red. And see. Now, this notion of, hey, take a look, we're going to come back to in poem 122, something in a summer's day as slow as flambeaux burn away, which solemnizes me. Three stanzas in, she says, I clap my hands to see. The sheer joy, the sheer exuberance of Emily, notice again, ending with that exclamation point. It's a childlike joy that Emily will play with. And in 2a, I think the argument she's making is that growth is always fantastic. See, look, it's always amazing. Look how amazing this world is that we get to live in. At 2b, I love the rhyme play that you'll see here. The exclamation points on so many of her poems to end with, again, provides us with this joy. I think immediately of Thoreau's Walden at 3a. I think of Walt Whitman's look and see, that first word, of course, that invitational word. It's as if, in some ways, what? We're actually there with Emily, right below the tree. And she's inviting us to see what she sees. Of course, go back to Walt Whitman's Brooklyn Ferry and see our comments there to remind ourselves of the way in which there's an intimacy that both Whitman and Dickinson love, and they invite us in. Finally, at 3b, how are we going to own a poem like this? Well, I don't know. What turns you on about nature? Makes you want to say, hey, come take a look at this and see. And what was a time that nature surprised you and you wanted to show someone? Maybe the way you like to start showing people poems of Emily. Thank you.